The countdown is on for the assembly elections in Gujarat. Earlier today, the Election Commission announced that voting would be spread across two phases. The first phase on the 1st of December, the second on the 5th of December. Meanwhile, results will be out on the 8th. As always, the poll bugle was followed by confident claims from all sides. The BJP is eyeing a 7th straight win in the state, while the Aam Aadmi Party is hoping for an upset in the Prime Minister's home turf. With today's announcement, a model code of conduct has come into effect. There will be strict rules on campaigning and candidate selection. Now, all parties agree on these rules, but the Congress has raised questions on the poll body enforcing these rules, namely the Election Commission. Let's listen in to Congress leader Pawan Khera.
तारीख क्यों नहीं आ रही थी, ये सबसे बड़ा सवाल है। और रोज प्रधानमंत्री जी कहीं ना कहीं गुजरात में जाके यहाँ तक कि जो राजकीय शोक होना था मोरबी का, उस तक को टाल दिया गया कि पहले मोदी जी अपने सारे रिबन काट दें, नई नई वेशभूषा में 3 बार आएं, रिबन काटें और घोषणाएं करें और उसके बाद चुनाव की तिथि घोषित। तो ऐसे कभी होता है क्या?
The Election Commission, meanwhile, is staunchly defending its credentials. The poll body hit out at the Congress, saying outcomes speak louder than words. And as far as the independence of the Election Commission is concerned, the Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar said that neutrality of the Commission has been part of its legacy.
Actions and outcomes actually speaks louder than words. तो मैं आपको कितना भी बोल के समझाने की कोशिश करूं, उससे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है कि हमारे जो एक्शंस हैं और जो हमारे रिजल्ट्स आते हैं वो सही हैं कि हैं नहीं। अगर हम ये कहते हैं कि हमारे रिजल्ट सही नहीं है जो निकल के आते हैं, तो संभवतः ये इंडियन वोटर का बहुत बड़ा अपमान है। इलेक्शंस आफ्टर इलेक्शंस सिंस द कंट्री हैज गॉट इंडिपेंडेंट, large number of assembly elections, results have shown that at times those who are critical of the commission have got surprising results. I don't want to go into details as to how many times it has happened. लेकिन जो भी पार्टी किसी भी कारण से या जो भी कैंडिडेट किसी भी कारण से कुछ सवाल उठाते रहे हैं, जब रिजल्ट आए तो उनको मालूम हुआ, अरे ये तो सवाल मुझे नहीं उठाना चाहिए था, ये तो मेरे फेवर में ही रिजल्ट आ गया। हमारे पास इंस्टेंसेस हैं कि चुनाव शुरू होने से पहले लंबी लंबी चिट्ठियां आती हैं कि ईवीएम मशीन्स खराब हैं, इनको बदल दीजिए, तो वही ईवीएम मशीन उसी पार्टी को जिता देती है। फिर वो प्रश्न बंद हो जाते हैं, फिर वो रिजल्ट एक्सेप्ट हो जाता है। सो चुनाव आयोग की निष्पक्षता, चुनाव आयोग की धारणा, और मैं इसमें कहना चाहूंगा हमारे लिए नई बात नहीं है, ये एक लीगेसी है और ये इतनी प्राउड लीगेसी है इस कंट्री की, जितने भी पूर्व के, आज तो चुनाव आयोग बना नहीं है, जितने भी रिजल्ट्स हमारे पूर्ववर्तियों ने दिए हैं, ये उसी की स्ट्रेंथ है। और आपको एक चीज, आई विश यू वर देयर इन दिस, वी कुड हैव इनवाइटेड यू टू द इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस वी हैव ऑन द EMBs a few days back. There are terminologies like democratic recession, democratic backsliding, which are being used world over in the democracies.
So Rajiv Kumar, Chief Election Commissioner, putting up a spirited defense to the questions coming from journalists. In fact, Mr. Kumar was asked this direct question as to why the dates for Gujarat was not announced along with Himachal Pradesh. Was it done to facilitate Prime Minister's campaign? Because sure enough, as we all know, the Prime Minister has been visiting the state of Gujarat and in recent times addressed a number of rallies. Now, of course, the Model Code of Conduct has kicked in after the announcement of the poll date, so the rules of the Election Commission will now come into force for poll-bound states. So to that question, Mr. Kumar said that there are many factors that are taken into consideration in announcing poll dates without, of course, giving a direct response to the question as to why the dates for Gujarat was not announced with Himachal Pradesh. The larger question, of course, remains on whether the credibility of the Election Commission is being questioned, has come under question. That's the issue we want to address. In fact, we are trying to connect to Dr. S.Y. Qureshi, who will join us shortly to tell us more about this. The Election Commission, the chief, has put up a strong defense to Congress's statements earlier, where the Congress party on a number of occasions questioned the functioning of the Election Commission. The latest, of course, being with regards to the issue of poll dates of Gujarat. Now, we know that the dates for the state elections for Gujarat were announced today. Following that announcement, journalists put out a lot of questions that the opposition parties have raised on the functioning of the poll body. Okay, I'm told Mr. Qureshi is still getting connected, but meanwhile, I would like to go across our other panelists joining us here on the program. Anshul Avijit of the Congress Party is with us. We'll also have Anurag Naidu, author, joining us shortly. First to you, Anshul, what are the issues that the Congress Party has raised in the past with regards to the Election Commission, and are you satisfied with the response that has come in from Mr. Rajiv Kumar today?
No, Afrida, as you rightly pointed out, these are the issues raised by journalists, by every sort of free-thinking person in this country. The role of the Election Commission in today's polity. And, that is so stark at the moment. Our first and foremost question is, why was this kind of truncated announcement of dates? Why couldn't it have been done before? This is a serious question. And as you said, rightly pointed out, Mr. Kumar's response to such a question by journalists, forget the Congress aside, then we'll be accused of political point scoring and accusing a constitutional body of not doing its job. After all, it is a constitutional body, so it's answerable. But journalists asked this question and his reply was very cryptic, that there are numerous factors. Look, Mr. Rajiv, Kumar invoked the history of the Election Commission. There is no doubt about it. It has had an impressive history, but recently it has been accused of being a proxy of the government. Remember last year that questions were raised when you had an 8-phase election at the height of the second wave, when the second wave had set in. And there was no reason, there was no explanation for that. You're putting millions of lives at risk last time, and you had an 8-phase election. It got much critique for that. Again, there is critique. So the Election Commission has not been beyond critique at the same time. Is it to allow the Prime Minister, as we are saying, to hold rally after rally in Gujarat at the election, at the government's expense? Because the Prime Minister is doing that ceaselessly. In fact, the Morbi tragedy didn't stop him from holding election rallies. I mean, he wore his cowboy hat and went on saying that Mera dil dukh se bahut bhari hai and all that, but then made some abstract connection between kartavya and karma, and then how he must go on with these rallies. So obviously electioneering is far more important for the BJP than going and taking stock of the situation, or going to at least meet the inconsolable relatives of the Morbi tragedy. The Morbi tragedy, of course, raises a number of issues here, but we won't go into that. But serious issues are definitely being raised about the role of the Election Commission in selecting dates and the manner in which they announce them.
Right. Anshul, I'll come back to you.